The Featherstaff is a utility healer that can do things for your team. The stats on this bad boy are lower HP, pretty much no physical attack, low physical defense, okay magic attack, pretty good magic defense, about average accuracy, like maybe a little bit above average accuracy. Evasion is very high, and initiative is higher. Now this particular one has Go-Getter ×2, which obviously gives you more initiative, so that can help for healing quickly. Now, depending on what you want from your healer, if you just want to board wipe and just row attack and column attack and kill the enemies before they do anything and then just heal up afterwards, you don't need Go-Getter. So maybe just like Hardy twice or all-arounder, like something like that, just for like generic stats for more defense and more health, just so that if you get hit by assist spam, which is very common in this game, you can kind of mitigate it. But honestly, the growth types in this class don't really matter too much. Featherstaff. All right. So just like with all flyers, you have 4 stamina as party leader. This is a flying assist type healing. It has 150 mobility. So just like with all flyers, it ignores terrain and trap effects when moving, and it also can provide healing assist. But unlike most healers, instead of having 5 stamina, it has 4, but it can fly, so it's a trade-off. 2 times dodge rate versus grounded, and of course it is a staff flying caster angel. Now let's go over the skills. Some of these skills are weird, and most of them are fine. Like they're not too bad, honestly. There's some decent things in this class. So overheal, restore minor HP to a row of allies above their limits, can heal up to 150% above maximum. So this can be useful for tanking big damage, but I would argue in the PvE metagame, we'll call it, this is reactionary. So like healing, row heal is fine. That aspect of it's fine. But overhealing before getting hit is something you really shouldn't be planning on. You should really be planning on blinding, stunning, freezing, and killing the enemies before they can really do anything. But this is fine. It's basically like a weak row heal. Honed healing grants a row of allies a buff that doubles HP restored when healing. This I'm not so sure about. It seems like it has too much setup. I would probably just mostly keep this disabled. It's also only a row, so it basically doesn't do anything until something else heals. So you're wasting an active point and a turn, because the way the game works is you go through, whoever has highest initiative goes first. Everyone goes through their actions from highest initiative to lowest. Everyone gets an action in, and then it resets and does it again and keeps doing that until everyone's out of action points. So this is like a setup that just wastes your turn. Maybe it can squeeze out... See, the thing that's weird about it, though, doubles healing. If you just healed twice, that also would double healing. So, just an observation. It almost seems like it's redundant. Doesn't seem like it matters. Holy Cradle grants a row of allies the ability to withstand 1 lethal blow. So this is another skill that's very reactionary. And maybe in PvP this has some use case, but in PvE, this is like... You should never need to not die. You should just be not dying with your team comps. And the things that usually will kill you, in my experience, having done 2 true ZENOIRAN playthroughs, 2 of them, is that Arrow Rain, the Valor skill that enemy archer towers use, is typically what kills you, or Archer Assist Spam. Very rarely does Magic Assist Spam kill. Usually it's Archer Assist Spam and Arrow Rain. And there are tools to deal with these and to mitigate them, but this happens outside of battle, so that's really only the thing that I've run into that presents a thing that can even kill units, and it usually kills like a thief or a squishy unit that has like 40 health anyways, so I don't think this is very useful. It seems like a waste of action points. Hastened Heal activates at the start of battle. Restore minor HP to all allies. Grants HP regeneration. This is actually pretty good because it basically just counteracts like range assist. So if you get huge damage from like range and magic assist spam, and you don't have like something that negates or reduces those in your team, this basically just undoes that by healing everyone and then giving them HP regen, which heals them whenever it's their turn to act. So it's pretty nice in that way. There's definitely better at the start of battle effects, but if you're fighting a group of enemies that you don't need your huge start of battle effect on, or like 4, you can just toggle this on and toggle your normal start of battle effect off just so you can get free healing in. So this is actually decent. I think this is a pretty okay skill. Preemptive Heal Activates before ally is attacked. Restore moderate HP to an ally. Magic potency 100. So it's a pretty decently sized heal, and it's reactive, meaning that you are getting attacked and you're missing health, right? Those are the two conditions. So I don't think it's as good as other things. It's fine, I guess. It's like usually reactionary stuff in PvE doesn't matter and you don't need it, but it's a decent thing to just like spot heal someone. So if something is main tanking and it's about to die, you get to heal that. Like, let's say it takes huge damage after blocking, it's at half health. Before it gets hit again, maybe it were to get killed. Preemptive heal could save it, but there's also better mechanics to prevent things from killing outside of like this heal that are cheaper, that cost 1 passive point. Like Barrier, for example, or Cover. Passive skill, Holy Breath. Activates before an ally attacks with an active attack. Before an ally attacks, restore minor HP to an ally. If target is afflicted, remove the affliction. Grants the user +1 passive point. So this is actually pretty nice. So you get a minor heal and you remove afflictions. So this could be huge for countering like blindness, for example, if you get blindness applied to you. Now, it depends on the stack order, but I think certain enemies, like if there's enemy feather bows, I think their blind would still be like reapplied, because I think you would heal, cleanse, and then it would blind them. So it does, but it does remove, like if you already have blind on you, it would remove it. So like if something feather bowed your row and the first guy gets their attack off, they're blinded. The second guy who's already blinded currently, there's no more feather bow blinds, attacks while blinded, then the blind gets removed. So this is still valuable, and the chip heal is also nice, and it's also active. And by that I mean like it functions off of you attacking, which is better than responding to the enemies. So it's pretty useful in that way. But this is the kit overall. Let's go to Distant Heal. Restore 50% HP to all allied units within range. And from what I understand, the range is quite good on this. So this is decent. It's just like a standard cleric heal, you know, 1 valor point thing. So pretty decent ability here. Now, in terms of like their best skills, I would say overheal is probably, this is like a weak row heal, but it can also boost your max, which is very useful. This one I wouldn't use. Holy Cradle I wouldn't use. I would mostly use overheal, situationally use hastened heal, and then mostly be using Holy Breath and preemptive heal. And then also for gear, they are a healer, so they have access to all the healing staffs, we'll say. So this gives Holy Cradle, we don't want that. This one is good, obviously, active point, and passive point +1. This is pretty decent just for giving you bulk like stats, like bulk resources. There's also things like Dispel All, remove buffs from all enemies. This is pretty nice. So you can turn them into like an offensive utility if they're enemy buffs for whatever reason. There's obviously Resurrection. Restore, revive 1 ally, so you can res. Double heal is very good too. It's a little bit more potency than the row heal, just slightly, but it can hit allies in different rows. So active heal is also very good. This can be used just to heal plus battery something, so you get more attacks off, or maybe it helps with a combo. Limited heal, restore minor HP to all allies above their limits. Potency increases with fewer allies. So this is kind of like a more super, it's like a super version of overheal, which only hits a row. This hits all allies. So if you want to really go for the overheal, you can. Then what else do we have that's nice? Protection is good. Attack or activates before allies attacked. Reduce damage taken by a row by 50% for 1 attack. So that's very nice. Quick Barrier. This is basically a weaker version of protection. Objectively, like it's just like just use Cleric's Cane, it's just better. So skip that. And then for other staffs, there's not really too much. There's of course Magic Shell, completely negates up to 3 hits, but that activates at the start of battle. So typically what I would do with this is I would either run Dispel, res as needed, like maybe someone gets killed by arrow rain or something. Maybe active heal for battery. So if we wanted to run like some kind of battery build, we could do that. So now you can heal something, you can active heal twice and restore AP, or let's say you just want to active heal once and then just start like overhealing. That could be decent as well. And then for the other slots, you can just use whatever you feel like. Preemptive heal, I would probably drop. Hasten heal can be situationally useful, so I'd toggle that, but mostly I'd be using Holy Breath on attackers for my passive points. Now there are gear items you can use, so you could also make this like an impetus unit. So if you wanted to not use passives, you could do something like active heal. You could overheal, and then you could also just be a quick impetus unit that just allows something to act again. So this build is interesting because you can set off a board nuke and give out action points while also giving 2 more action points. So this build has a battery of 3 action points that it gives to other units and an action refresh, while also having overheal and active heal. So it's basically like any cleric can run this, but the nice thing about this class, unlike cleric, is that it has high evasion. So it tends to avoid spam and certain row attacks more, just because it has high evasion. And it also has increased evasion versus grounded enemies. So it has like there's like some nuanced differences, but this is like a decent build for them. If you wanted to run something else, there's other utility items. There are things like quick heal, activates after an ally is hit by an attack, restore minor HP to ally. So if you want to leverage their passive points for more reactionary hits, which can be decent, you can do that. Healing pursuit, restore minor HP to 1 ally above their limits, activates after an ally is healed. They can actually healing pursuit off of their own active heal, as you can see here. Because it doesn't state that it has to be healed by someone else, it just functions off of that, right? So, or at least I'm pretty sure that's how it works. If I'm wrong about that, let me know, but I'm fairly certain you can do that. If not, it's not as good, clearly. Then what else? You can also do utility things like Powerful Call, Inspiration. You could Sorcerer's Connection. This can be decent for buffing mages, so you can run any of these utility damage boosts on this class, just like with anything. Defensive Ring is Quick Barrier, it's just worse than the other thing you have access to. Magic Barrier is decent if you want to negate a spell. You're better off having like a Sainted Knight to do this, because it can also row barrier if it needs it. You could also do these things if you want to run furries, the Badger Gauntlet and the Wolfpack Gauntlet. Hastened Action, you could also run this. You could do like any utility role, which isn't unique to this class, but overall it's just like a decent filler class, healer, utility. It's not the best, I think there's better options for sure, but it has some decent skills, and you can run it if you like it. But yeah, that's it for this one. Definitely like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.